Hi guys, this is Allison from Cat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have yet to do so. And if you get anything from my work, I Connect the Dot and Epiphany, Mind Explosion, new books to read, new authors to explore, please consider supporting my work. All the links are in the description, including my website, alleycatcreations211.com. Scullies and pyramids and all that stuff can be sought out there on the website. You look at them, and if you like something, email me. If I have it available, not everything is for sale. You can't buy anything anyway on there. Let me know and we can work something out. Hi, everybody. I have a really juicy pondering today. It's again, I'm getting a gamut of messages from people, and I would like to address that. Hi. And what's going on today? Hi. Happy solar eclipse, solar maximum. Bring in the light, baby. Let it embrace us all. Let us anchor that energy. Have a great day. Stop being in the fear. Everything comes from love, so let it come from love and do what you feel is best. Stop feeding. I want to like shake people. I love you all, but stop feeding negative agendas and fears. Oh my God, those glasses, they're horrible. They're good at my eyesight. And guys, if you put your hands on it and say, for my highest and best, this is going to show me something spectacular today, that's all is needed. Start putting energy into your field that is going to feed love today. And that's every day. That shouldn't just be today because there's a solar eclipse and a comet and just stop in your tracks. You have to live your everyday life. You have to be joyful. Today is a beautiful day. For most people in the United States, it is gorgeous outside. I already had a little photo shoot outside this morning. I got to see the girls go to school this morning. I got to see the boyfriend this morning. Today's going to be a great day, and we're going to talk that into existence. Instead, oh my God, NASA's going to shoot stuff into the eclipse and the devil coming and right. I'm not making fun of people who are into that stuff. I just want you guys to like, how ridiculous is it to feed that kind of energy? Stop feeding into it. If you got those glasses, go look at the eclipse. What? I honestly try to look at the sun. I try to sun gaze as much as I possibly can when the sun is out. I can't still do that with my eyes. I can't open my eyes. I can like slit them open and see, but I'm not there yet. So I close my eyes and let the sun hit me. That's all. If you have a welding goggles or a helmet, wear it. Have fun today. Seriously. There is going to be people live streaming this. When it happened in New York, I want to say 17. I was out and I actually videotaped it from my window. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't have totality. I'm not going to be in totality, but I am close enough to it that it's going to be really close to seeing totality. So go out and enjoy yourselves. Stop with the scare tactics, the agendas, this, that, and the other thing is going to happen because you know what? You dictate your reality. You dictate your reality. So make it the best day you can every day. Period. End of story. Feed the love frequency in your aura, in your toroidal field. Anchor your energy in today. We're here. It's here. I feel it. It feels great today. Make it your best day ever. And yesterday, my birthday is on the 16th, for those of you who are on my social medias. So because there is a lot of drama and a lot of things going on with my boyfriend, Viking, we had to do my birthday a weekend early because my birthday's on the 16th on Tuesday. So I went out I spent the day with them. We went to a gun show while We Not Me was on, but I was making a lot of Patriot small business connections with people in our facility. And it was really nice, beautiful, beautiful people, beautiful conversations. Um, it was really sweet. So I was really excited to have gone there and have a really great day. And at night, we went to this Mexican restaurant, and there's a mariachi band. And of course, every birthday I have a pina colada, because that's what my mom and me did for our birthdays. We went out for a Spanish restaurant and we had pina coladas and lobster. um, and now that she's not here, I try to have a pina colada at least on my birthday every year. So I had one yesterday, and then the boyfriend tells the waitress, "Oh, it's her birthday." So of course I get a shot of tequila and a humongous sparkler that's just like shooting gunpowder everywhere. And and a mariachi band sang to me. So that was, I mean, it was great. I'm happy it wasn't on video. But it was really, really nice. And for those that are confused, like, we had to do it this weekend because the girls are with him, and we don't know what's going to happen transpiring moving forward. So each and every day is a new adventure and another stress that I'm not feeding into. But that happened yesterday. It was really, really nice. Um, it was a very sweet thing for him to do for me. So yeah, coffee. Needed that. I was up early, early, early. I pulled a Jason Q. Okay, Jason does this. I don't, but I had to. Time laterals. This is a pondering. This document, when I heard Brian Scott speak on this one particular channeling, it took me a forever to find it, and I finally did. And I printed it out, and I normally don't do that either. But this is very important. And I think we need to put things into perspective, what's happening today and moving forward. Um, take what heart aligns with you from this. I'm not going to read everything, but I'm going to read enough so I hope you understand where they're coming from. Time control is real. Time laterals are real. And the theory, the hypothesis that I've had about CERN, that's also going off today. What's going on with CERN that happened back in 2012 shifted timelines. We shifted, we got removed, been put in a failsafe, and now we're merging back with the organic timeline that should be here today. We should be merging into that space today. And now if CERN does go off, what I have I hate to say prediction, but my thinking on it, if they do send anything out today, and particles collide and whatever have you, we're going to be, instead of being taken out again, we're going to start being put back to where we were prior to that event in 2012, to the original timeline we are meant to be on. We were taken out because we were destroyed. So it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. It just set the time off for a long time. We're here, we're back, we're all here raising our awareness and our consciousness. We are bringing that light. Everybody is starting to figure something out, and it's a beautiful process that's unfolding in front of us. This is not to determine it to say that you can't live in your 5-dimensional self. I already am there. I don't physically see it all the time, but I am seeing fourth density, fourth dimension. I'm seeing certain things. My sight as a child, that I could see demons and spirits, that's coming back to me. So there's a lot of things that are going to slowly roll out so we get used to them. If everything happened in a snap, you would be super overwhelmed with how to process your mind. Because it's going to be a shit ton of things coming into your lap at once. It's not how things work. We don't need everybody in a rubber room. So we are, what I think this channeling is giving us from QUO is a big structure of what is going to happen now. Possibly. This is just my opinion, my thought, but I colored enough because it all is good. So just as QUO always says, you know, greetings from the love and light of the one infinite creator whose service we come to you this day. We want to thank you for creating this circle, and this is the people that are channeling. And for your free will sake, take what aligns with you and leave the rest at the door, or just dismiss it because it isn't for you. Okay. Time lateral that we have talked about previously with this group, the creation of such a shunt or rail for an alternative track along space-time within your local sector, that's here, this reality, which you call your solar system, was created for the same kind of reason that a railroad switching station would employ shunts or a lateral track system to hold trains that have, for one reason or another, lost their initial engine. So we were switched to another timeline. We were taken out. The train could go either way. We were taken to a safe place in time space. It happened in a snap. You're not even going to realize it. That's why the Mandela effect, in my opinion, exists. Because we were on one track and then we went to the other track to keep us safe. The formation of this sidetrack is that which is created to be precisely parallel to the main track and of the solar system, which is now finishing an important part of its evolution through its own part of the densities of creation. It was intended to last until your year, approximately 1998. It was provided with the opportunity to link back to the main track of your solar system's development at that time. The ability of this shunt or time lateral to maintain traffic across the normal boundaries of your solar systems and your planet's development has been enhanced. There have been energies which have been called forth amongst many of those upon your planet who have been inspired to help in the goal of maintaining the openness of this reconnection point, which this instrument feels comfortable calling a bridge. It is a bit easier for us to give her images of a bridge and the way the bridge can be closed because of incoming traffic. For instance, if a bridge is across a river and is split in the middle, it may rise up and allow a tall ship to come through. This is the basic situation with your shunt at this time. It is on the verge of becoming time to raise the bridge and to allow other traffic and other energies to pass athwart or in such a way that the bridge cannot endure. It is not a time lateral that concerns the planet as a whole. The planet as a whole is unimpeded in its entry into fourth density. We're here already, guys. The energies of a living third density system have been encouraged to continue for the approximate 10 to 12 years. Further, that this shunt can stay physically open in terms of time, space. So from 2024, take away 1998 is 26 years. But if you do 2024, take away 12, 2012, it's 12 years. This is to say that by the energies of unconditional love, which are generated by the prayers, meditations, and visualizations of groups such as this one, the bridge or reconnection point has been maintained for those who wish to awaken and to make their choice of polarity by the date which we have been set at last possible date to keep this connection point open, which, as we have said before, still find to be your true, is the date of the winter solstice of year 2012. So if we could take a look back and start remembering Dolores Cannon people, the Love One people, like Bashar, there's a whole ton of people that were really, really like dead set on that. This was the end of the world in terms of their density as we know it. And that we would be shifted into a different time parallel, into the organic timeline where we needed to be. So we are the bridge. What happened was that things got messed up. We were taken off that track and put on a different track so that the bridge can continue to be opened, so that all of us who were in awareness did the work in order for other people to start being the lighthouses and being the shining lights. More and more people started awaking in 2017, and I'm just giving it as a date of where the political system was really where, holy shit, something's wrong, right? Now everybody is becoming this big, huge bridge. The bridge is still, it's now ready to open to traffic. The choice of many entities is involved in maintaining such a bridge. And indeed, the traffic across the bridge of those who are awakened and make their choice also has its part in keeping the bridge open until the last possible moment. The more traffic upon the bridge and the more guardians who stand watch along that bridge, holding and anchoring. Here we go. Why I did an episode on anchoring the incoming light of fourth density on the one hand, and acknowledging and honoring and blessing the waning light of third density on the other hand. The fuller the harvest may be, meaning we're going to graduate, harvesting to source, harvesting for the next density. Awaspe talks about that. This is the entire core of the exercise of creating this time lateral. As fourth density has now completely interpenetrated third density and is an active as third density, and indeed gaining in energy while third density wanes, the vibration of each of the entities upon planet Earth becomes more and more critical in terms of being able to physically remain viable and functionable within the third density energy that is so heavily overarched and undergridded with the interpenetrating fourth density energy. And that's our ascension symptoms. That is why a lot of people are dying. Once again, people made choices. Okay? That's their contract. Stop judging. Stop judging what other people put in their bodies. That's not your responsibility. That is not you. It hurts when other people are doing it and going against you, but there is a reason for it. You are source amongst they are source as well. Stop judging other people for what they do and the choices they make. It's all within their own contract and scheme of source. When you can let that concept go, the better you're going to be. They can't handle the vibration coming in. They chose to exit at this time, so they get new vehicles. They get a rest. That's it. If I'm gone tomorrow, I'm going to go with a smile on my face because I know where I'm going. There's no, your energy. I love you all. But I know a lot of you are stuck in this. In the environment, third density entities who have not made their choice become buffeted by the energies that are crashing upon your planet in waves at this time. So fourth is already here, and there's like a little bit of an overgap. Ra calls it the subdensity, and then octave. We're subdensity into octave. It's dense energy. It's a lot of different frequencies. It's a lot of different things hitting us right now. These waves are perfectly normal and completely benign. They are a part of the awakening of the morning of the fourth density day. Nevertheless, these energies have side effect for the people of the planet of encouraging polarity. If there is a slight choice for service to others, it creates enhanced opportunities to make deeper and firmer choices of service to others. And the same is true for those who are service to self. Wanderers like myself came forward, some of whom have been here for 50 or your years, some 40, some 30, and so forth. In addition, you have entities who have come in the last 20 years or so who are approaching this problem from the fourth density angle, sending entities such as the one known as P, who have certain activation within fourth density, as well as having third density activated energy. These entities are entities also are those who would wish to maintain this opportunity for the harvesting of as many entities as possible before the time lateral runs out. I'm one of them. On the other hand, you have opportunistic entities of negative polarity from fifth density who have discovered that there is a characteristic of this planet which is unusual and of which they may take advantage. For the most part, and for the great majority, your planetary population consists of those who have been imported from other failed third density planetary cycles. Maldek, Mars, Venus. And Venus wasn't fail, but Mars and Maldek were. Many of those upon your planet then are those who have either destroyed their planet completely through acts of war using advanced technology, or those who have one reason or another been unable to finish out their normal cycles upon their native Earths. This means that you have the attempt to integrate many differing subconscious or archetypical systems of looking and at structuring information. You do not have a homogeneous population. And again, I'm skipping around. Nevertheless, the entire gamble of Earth in third density was to see if such a polyglot group of entities could mold themselves into a tribe with an all-embracing planet. Earth all becoming aware of their true situation as regards the need to make a choice of service to others or service to self, and all having a great desire to restore the reconstitute the planet Earth, where there was a group karma, shall we say, to balance, as so many entities have been involved actively in previous planets where by their own choices the planet was damaged, as in the case of Mars, or completely destroyed, as in the case of Maldek. The first and perhaps the most disastrous of the experiments of rebuilding the tribe of Earth and creating or recreating a level of technology which was well remembered by many entities from previous planetary experiences was that of Atlantis. In this pattern outworking, those within Atlantis came to power at a time when their technology had grown sufficiently to offer the opportunity for the advanced applications such as crystal technology. Instead of embracing the ideas and ideals of service to others, embrace what can be perhaps called the path of conditional service. This is a path of service to self, which is overlaid heavily by the rhetoric of service to others. It is a situation which initially was innocent. Those involved did not see that rather than polarizing fully service to others, there was a good deal of rationalizing and sophist thinking. which justified exceptions to various rules of ethics, and which involved infringing upon the free will of entities which were considered less valuable or intelligent than others, sorry. This pattern of exclusion and manipulation of entities considered a lesser is the initial point of departure from service to others' polarity. Because of this choice, eventually those who had previously created disasters on other planetary spheres created the first disaster upon the sphere of Earth, sinking the continent known as Atlantis. Sorry, guys, I had to pause. That was Viking. He needs another surgery, but this time in his face. It's money he can't even afford right now. Poor thing has sleep apnea. And with his hand, he needs like a couple of grand. Shit. And that's like, serious because his, like, he was just describing to me, like, the flap is like in his septum in the nose area, like it's 4 times bigger than it should be. And they need to go in and like electric shock the tissue to get smaller. I don't know. He was going into it. Well, but I'm happy. Like I told him, bright side, look at it. We know what's wrong with you now and why you are snoring like you are and stopping to breathe at night. And it's fixable. So we'll figure it out. Anyway, getting back to our fun QUO channeling here. This pattern of exclusion and manipulation of entities considered as lesser in the initial point of departure from service to others' polarity. That's important because we have free will choice here. Because of these choices, eventually those who had previously created disasters, right? The wise and clever, that is, those polarized positively and those polarized negatively, managed to remove themselves to other continents in sufficient number that these energies never left your planetary vibration. So I don't have the book with me, but Visions of Venus, the character Stature, she stayed to die and sacrifice herself in Atlantis while her husband and her son went to another continent. And the same happened with the negative polarized entities that caused the collapse. They escaped, which that means they never left. They were stuck here in the cycle. Into the pattern of this receptive, self-destructive behavior among the population of planet Earth came those who were watching for the opportunity to present itself to make use of this time lateral. For if entities such as your group are unable to clear the population of your planet from this lateral, there are ways in which the negatively oriented entities have every hope of keeping the time lateral viable. It would no longer be attached to the main track. Those that believe that they are in the appropriate place for themselves could choose to remain not polarized either positively or negatively, but simply as those who would remain on third density Earth as it reverts to late second density. These entities would no longer be enlivened by third density entities who have the power of free will that can make the choice of service to self or service to others. What the fifth density entities, which you may call, as this instrument has jokingly done, space pirates, have in mind is simply to have a continuing harvest of food, Loosh, that food being fear. You may see the creation of an atmosphere of fear in your governmental systems in your present culture. So this is what I've been trying to express on my channel. Stop feeding agendas, stop feeding fear, stop being anxious, stop getting nervous for unrighteous, stupid reasons because some person tells you, oh my God, the apocalypse is happening. Okay, so that drives your energy into a down spiral. You vibrate less because now you're worried. It's like a snowstorm. I need milk and eggs and bread. Oh my God, we have to go to the store. There's no toilet paper. Oh my gosh. Right? And that fear and that anxiety is feeding these negative fucks because we are creating their reality, not ours. The goal, therefore, of those who wish to aid planet Earth at this time is firstly to express the situation of choice without concern for numbers. Stop with that percentage bullshit. But only with concern for making an appropriate effort, as this instrument would say. Get the word out globally to share the information of the Confederation as regards this being the density of choice and there being time yet for making the choice. For there are many, many entities upon this planet whose route or road to realization of their true situation involves becoming aware and responsive to the sad plight of the planet itself and the fact that your culture and your way of living and life are gradually destroying the viability of this planet. We're here. The desire to change this pattern is a key to the activation of the will to choose. In many entities whose energies are unconsciously but deeply involved with connecting with restitution and the energies of stewardship and unconditional love, not so much to the people of the planet as to the planet itself. That is the situation as we know it with this time lateral at this time. It is not a situation that will endure. We would, however, emphasize that there is no serious disturbance that is even possible to be balanced either of the planet or of the solar system. There is in progress a desperate gamble on the part of the negative entities, as we have mentioned before, to attempt to hijack the time lateral. So if you go back into Ashiana Dean, we're talking about wormholes, stargates. It's the same shit. The best help the negative entities have, however, is not negative entities as much as it is the deep sleep of those who are unawakened at this time. It is to the interest of the negative entities that sleep be continued as untroubled and peaceful as possible. Energies such as your religious bodies and what this instrument calls the religious right, those entities who lean heavily upon dogma and whose teachings are based on fear and judgment, are the leaders of the pack in maintaining the lack of choice among entities who indeed have translated spiritually into a religiosity in which the concern is simple to belong to the appropriate pack and to be part of the pack by blindly following any directives given by the leaders of that group. Are you making your own choices? Are you allowing other people to dictate your effing reality? Because you got to stop it. I had a long conversation with the girls last night about the Bible and about religion, period, end of story. They don't know. I inform them. What is in your heart and what is it singing? And it's not to say to scrap all your religiosity, period, end of story. No. But if you're going to have somebody dictate the words to you and tell you what it means, are you going in your heart and reading it for yourself to know it means something else to you? Because your perception is this first player person in a video game, right? But what's going to actually start happening? I was listening to Linda Good McGillis the other day. She and Alexander Quinn are going on later today. You're merging. So when I tell you I'm in divine neutrality and I'm seeing myself down here playing out a situation, I'm not looking through my eyes anymore. I'm looking at a bigger picture. I'm looking down because I'm in my higher self-consciousness. I'm looking down and seeing me play out roles. I'm not seeing it in the memory of my two eyes and the people around me. I'm looking down at the situation. That is higher level stuff. And that was brought to my attention the other day. I was like, oh, I've been practicing this already. And many of you are going to start coming into this neutrality point where you're not judging other things. You're not going negative, positive. You're just seeing what you're doing from a higher viewpoint. You're looking down at your situation and you're seeing all directives, all perspectives, all time period, all timelines. You're looking at which one you chose. In order to heal that, you go back to it, and I'm going through it with love now. Stop allowing other people to dictate your reality. What you have in terms of your ability to serve at this time is primarily your own deepening awareness of what it is to choose. What it is to choose so deeply that the rest of your life becomes joy. What it is to choose so completely that there is no other need to spend time questioning whether faith is the answer, whether service is the answer, or whether one particular kind of service is better than another, and so forth. When the choice for service to others have been absolute, there is a knowing that comes. It is a knowing that transcends planning. It is a knowing that includes the awareness that you really do not have control over anything but your own desires, your own will, and your own persistence. And I would add perseverance. We ask you to wish to serve at this time, to look to your own self-awareness and self-knowledge, and to be aware and trust completely in the fact that you are part of a web of love. Your work has been effective because you have chosen the very difficult path of working in groups. The energy of the group and the energy of groups, of such groups, is now that which is challenged to undertake what this instrument has called a new paradigm. When we all come together, like I've been saying, Captain is Captain Planet comes in and everybody comes in with their decoder rings and, but we're still dealing with people's egos and programming. Today is that time to make a choice. Are you going to deprogram yourself from everything that you know and start new? Make that choice today. It's very important. Although this was meant for another time period, we've been put on that time lateral and it's been extended. And now we're going back to the main line. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to walk into your greatness? We shed the old self and now we're merging into the new. New beginnings, the tower moment has fallen. It's falling continuously in the outside world. Today is the start to where the bridge is merging back with its original track. Are you going to be on the train to drive it forward? But it is not for us to answer the question. It is for you. It is certainly not building upon anything that has been seen before, for the old ways have failed. Yet there stirs within the hearts of so many the sure and absolute knowledge that there is a way to create harmony, power, and balance once again at the dusk and the evening of third density. This instrument is fond of saying that she likes to leave the room tidy when she leaves it, as good as it was when she came into it, or perhaps even better. That is your work at this time. You are holding those who stand as guardians and anchors of light, holding the bridge open. And by your vibrations and your thoughts radiating the love and the light of the infinite creator within your own coloration out into the ambient atmosphere. You are the agent of infection. You are infecting people with your highest and best of your love. Witness your opportunity to offer your love. You will find as you attempt to do this, there is a resistance down every path. This is inevitable and more inevitable at this fairly radical and extreme point of the end of your cycle that you are now experiencing. The Confederation of Planets in the service of the infinite creator has indeed experimented repeatedly with the planet, which you call Earth, and which is the instrument calls Gaia. And so it was proposed that this time lateral be created, and that what this instrument would call a kind of reform school be instituted upon the planet. The idea was simply to increase the harvest and to break some significant knots of fear that had occurred in unusual quantities within your fairly local area of time space. It was felt that there was a lot of risk involved with the experiment, but it was felt that there was the possibility of bringing many entities into a configuration where true choice would become possible. There has been a genuine, authentic time of choice that has been created out of the nothingness of previously impossible lack of time. The beginning was before history began upon your planet. You have a fair view of the history of the middle. You gaze now at the endpoint of this experiment. It is impossible for us to say how many souls or spirits or beings shall have been harvested that were not harvested before, because the creation of the time lateral. But we can say that there has been an additional harvest because of the efforts of all entities involved, whether they be Earth natives, elder race, walk-ins, wanderers, or the categories of those who walk upon your Earth. The end point is at this time rapidly approaching. We're here because the energies are precipitating out of third density, either moving on to fourth density or moving back to late second density. Getting ready for the removal to another solar system for the beginning of a new effort in moving through third density. The likelihood of the negative entities that this instrument has called the space pirates being successful is almost nil. It is extremely doubtful that they would be able to bring through enough intensity of fear to create again such a knot. There would be a choice of those entities remaining to refrain from being at all aware of their density entities. This would have to be a choice made by each entity. The energy that attracts entities to choices like this is that energy of fanaticism, which creates situation in which people would rather die for a cause and live in freedom. The tendency of your planet people is not to make such a choice, but rather to maintain enough confusion to allow the normal harvesting process to precipitate them out of time lateral into a beginning class, shall we say, for a new third density experience. Wherever entities are attempting to serve and lend their aid, there is the possibility of infringement upon free will. Looked at from a system-wide point of view, there is certainly the possibility of feeling the Confederation choosing to make this experiment occur. We're in error. In the ways of all energy, such errors shall and will be balanced. And it's in our intention to be part of the energy that loves, accepts, embraces all of those who are engaged in this experiment on all of the inner and outer planes connecting with this planet. They have been about an experiment in beauty and truth, which is called Planet Earth. The Time Lateral experiment, which is your planetary school of learning, was crafted by us with tremendous creativity, love, and caring. The intentions of all of those involved in this creation and maintenance of this planet in its special circumstances is a very good example of the kind of beauty and social memory complexes might create if they have chosen as their role the guardianship of a space-time continuum, such as that of your solar system. In general, let us simply say that when groups of entities create the energies of creation, we are very much the same as when individuals create. The time that it takes to create is extended dramatically, for the commonalities of all of those within the group must be gathered and balanced in a continuing cycle of increasing self-awareness and increasing focus, that when choices are made as to how to proceed along the lines of the preservation or the creation of a thing of beauty or a thing that has formed and functioned, there is the fullest possible realization on the part of all entities involved. Each entity within a social memory complex is known to the other entities in terms of the contents of the entity's mind. What is not known until the entities engage at a very deep level with each other is what the dynamics of connection between each and every member of a social memory complex shall create as a pattern. It is from that pattern of commonality that the creations of social memory complex come. We realize that we have only scratched the surface of any of these questions and are more than happy to continue to offer our humble thoughts through the instrument at a future time. You have only to create the opportunity, and we shall make every attempt to be with you. And then they close. This is from LL Research. I got this off scribd. We're here. That bridge is about to shut because we're creating that. We're not going to allow that parallel line to exist anymore, because we have come to the crux of the experiment where we're going back home to where we belong. And it's up to each and every one of you who watch me to hear this today. No matter what's going on in your life, listen, the last week has been hell for me. It's been a test, an extraordinarily hard one. With choices and decisions I had to make, instead of running, I'm staying. It's very uncomfortable, but this is the change that I need. This is the changes that my soul needed. Instead of running, I'm staying. I'm dealing with it. I'm healing. And it's not just me. I'm not involved, but everybody around me is, that I hold important. Although I am detached emotionally, I am there to hold the light. Are you holding the light? Not everybody's coming on this trip, on this train. And that's okay. You have to get over the attachments to people, places, and things, or else you'll be caught here having to do it again for another cycle. While many of us are already started our cycles in fourth density and fifth and sixth. We're here. A lot of us already done this, been there, done that. This is just a new experiment. We were on other planets and other systems. You're here now. Fight for this planet. Fight for the higher density. Because eventually many of us will go back to our social memory complexes, and we're forming new consciousness as we speak. Why I say we all need to conjoin to say, I want to manifest in Sarah Jacera. Well, let's first start with peace and harmony and rhythmic beauty on this planet. Gaia doesn't have a piggy bank. Her piggy bank is the natural elements that are lying within her. Material shit should come down the line so that we can move forward and be content. I get it. After hearing Viking once again, he's going through a lot of karma and a lot of things that are happening to him that is financially hitting him very hard. Hearing that bill today, he's like discouraged because what he has can kill him. It's not easy when you're like in destitute and things just keep piling up and you're putting yourself out there and doing the best that you possibly can to make your life better, and it just keeps getting shat on. That's his situation right now. I'm just holding the light for him so he could see that there is opportunities and ways to get out of this. I can't do the work for him. Can't do the work for the girls. They have to do it. I gave them lots of methods last night in order for them to harmonize with themselves. This is very important. Today, take it as another day. Stop feeding the fear. My state is in a state of emergency because Viking had to go to Illinois to do his scan, and he's like, the traffic is bananas. Everybody's going to Indianapolis. So I'm down, I'm upstate, and you know, he has to come from side state, but he's like, traffic is already crazy. Please be safe. Don't fear. Spirit's here. Hate when they do this. Lower your density, please, and your vibration, so don't cry. This was a very important channeling, and I'm very glad that I found it, and I had researched and colored it like Jason so that I can read it out to you guys. Try to go outside and anchor your energy today. Ground. If you feel that you are not safe outside, then do you, boo. Do you? Just don't sit in that fear consciousness. Stop feeding negative entities. Stop feeding the agendas. As normal human beings, each and every day, there is a risk when you go outside of your living quarters, and even inside your living quarters, you can have a totality of things go on in your life that can cause you harm. You have to weigh the risks and the rewards to everything in your life. I rather go out and live fully to my best and highest every day. And when I'm not feeling my highest and best, I take a step back and ground and get in my energy and come at it with love. We need to do that every day, not just today, because it is an eclipse. We need to do this every day. But we're at the junction point where that train is now not going to be split anymore. We're going back to our main line. And it's up to us to hold the love frequency so it can't be hijacked. Stargates, timelines, wormholes, portals, vortexes, whatever have you. Stop feeding this shit. And I don't care who it's coming from. Because the next couple of months, it's going to be a shit show on our outside world. Things are collapsing. The old world is collapsing. And just like the channeling said, we are here to clean it up. We didn't come into, most of us did not walk into a tidy room on this planet when we were born. I know I haven't. But I have to leave it better for Vikings girls so they can continue to do the work when they get older. They're going to step into their purpose. And it's going to be a really good one. And a lot of children right now, not just them, but I don't have kids of my own. So I'm using his kids as an example. You got kids, you got grandkids. They're the future. And we have to tidy it up for them. Are we ready for this? It's going to suck. But we need to persevere, and we have to come at it every day with love. the frequency of love. Stop fearing. If it's your time, it's going to be your time, regardless of where you are. You wrote your death. We all wrote our ascension and how and what path we're going to take, and all of us are different paths. All of us are going to expand and ascend differently. There is no one right, wrong, or indifferent way. Choose service to others. Choose, and most of us that are wanderers and people that are aware are from Source itself. We have a higher entanglement encoding with Source in this life, so we can help others and guide them through that bridge to the other side. Stand in your light. Let the shine of your light brightly shine on everybody. Be that lighthouse. But you got to anchor your energy today. I know I did this morning. Wherever you are in the world, doesn't matter if you're not seeing the eclipse today. It's here. And for those of us in America, you light workers out there, you beautiful souls, I love you all. Stand brightly today. Stand in your light. Gosh, I can't with these spirits. See, I'm tearing up. Why? Because my message is important. We need to do this now every day, not just when you feel like it. We're up to a task. Our purpose has come. We've waited and waited and waited and waited and waited for years for this. It's here. Step into it. Step into the roles. Find your purpose. But right now, your purpose is just to hold the light, hold the vibratory state. And wherever you are today, wherever you're driving, whatever interactions you have or not, doesn't matter. Your field is going to expand, and it's going to hit all your neighbors. It's going to hit your communities. It's going to hit wherever you are. The light, God put the light on. The switch came on, and all the LED lights are now shining. And if you feel like you're getting attacked, or that you feel like something is trying to take you off your course, fuck you. You're not getting to me, asshole. Bye-bye. Bye, demons. You go over there now. That's what you got to do. Don't feed it anymore. Stop feeding the shit. Find the diamonds in the dog shit, as Carol says. The work doesn't stop now, guys, and the work will not stop. Healing yourselves, going through all the things that you need to go through in order to join all of us. Even myself, I am still healing. That's a forever infinitude process. Just like the Curtis books, this is the time. This is now. This is today. Walk into your purpose. Hold the light. Make sure you're doing your work on yourself so that you can shine as bright as those LED lights that is now illuminating space-time. We are going on that track. We're going into the organic timeline. It's not going to be pretty for a while. But we're gonna bring that energy and frequency to manifest the beautiful life we all deserve. So let's stand together and do that each and every day from here on out. Please do the best you can each and every day, because not every day is going to be great. But when you have the will and intention, I told the girls this morning, today is going to be a great day. Today, you're going to conquer everything that comes into your path. Today, you're going to have the courage to stare fear in the face and give it love. Right before they got on the bus. What are you doing each and every day? Heal. Spread the love. Stop fearing. Go outside and enjoy today. We need your joy. We need the harmony. And together, collectively, humanity will be way better for it because we're all focused on one point in the sky today. Make it a good one. Don't let anything bring you down. With that, guys, I'm sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, and grace, shielding and protection energy. Please be safe and be seen today as the light and illuminated self that you really are. Please share this around. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have yet to do so. Check out my website. That's how you can support me. And until the next one, guys, please be safe. Shine your light and be happy today because we need you, all of you. Bye for now.